Hello and welcome to Kayla Inspires. Alright, so today is part 1 of my goal setting series here on this channel. So if you're looking forward to setting up some really big goals for this year, then definitely keep watching. So today is all about setting up goals. So one of the things that I like to do when it's time to set goals is ask yourself some questions. So the questions you might want to ask yourself are, what is important to me right now? Think about tapping into a feeling, right? Like, what are the things that you're truly passionate about? What are the things that truly are meaningful to you that you would like to bring into your life? What are some things that I would like to do, right? And that could be anything any projects that you want to do, any things that you have been pursuing, such as, opening that business. Maybe it's starting a YouTube channel. And it could be something as simple as like going on vacation. It could be anything. So what are some of the things that you would like to do? How would I like my life to be? And this one is another great one, which is, how do you envision your life being? And if we're starting a new year, so what are some of the things you envision yourself doing this year? What would you like your life to look? What would you like your life to look like this year? What things do I desire? Okay, again, what are the things that are really, really important to you? What are the things that you really want? And that could be tangible, and that could be more spiritual, it could be emotional, it could be anything. What is it that you desire in your life? What would I like to accomplish this year, in the next 6 months, this month? So again, whatever it is that your planning looks like, if you are planning for this year, what would you like to accomplish this year? What are some of the top goals that you have for yourself? So these are some questions that you could do to kind of start the process of thinking about what are some of the goals that you want to set for yourself. So this would be kind of like that first part where you can open up a journal and you can do some of that exploring for yourself. Now that you've asked yourself those questions, you should have a little bit of clarity into the things that you are thinking about for your goals. So the next thing you want to do is you want to start to brainstorm. What are the most important things that you wrote down and are willing to work towards right now? And then you ask yourself, I am ready to work towards. So out of everything that you explored, what are you willing and are ready to work towards right now? So if you wrote down a project, if you wrote down some accomplishments that you want to work on, these are the things. Which one out of everything that you've written, out of everything that you kind of explored, what are the things that you're willing and able to? When you're setting up goals, it has to be something that you're invested in. And it really has to be true to who you are. Although many people want bigger things for us and they want us to accomplish things, our parents, our spouses, our friends, really, what are the things that you want? What are the things that bring you the most joy? And those are the things that you are going to be ready and willing to work towards. Because when we think about goals, a lot of times it's about trading off, right? Trading off time to work on these goals that we have set for ourselves for things that, maybe we would like to do. And that could be like time hanging out with friends. That could be time, maybe just taking more breaks than I usually do, because I love breaks on the weekends. But this is a goal that I really want to work on. And so I am going to be trading off time towards this goal, right? Because it's temporary. And I'm going to put other things on hold. So now that you've asked yourself those questions, we're ready to go to the next step. So now that you have done the previous steps, we're ready to set up some SMART goals. SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. So they ask specific. You want to be as clear as specific with what you want to achieve. The more narrow you are, the more narrow you are with your goal, the more you'll understand what you need to achieve. That would be very important for you to be very specific. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, right? It would be, how much do you want to lose, right? You want to be specific. M is for measurable. So you want to be able to measure your progress. So what evidence will you prove? So what evidence will prove that you are making progress? A is achievable, so you want to make sure that the goal is something you can achieve within a certain time frame. R is relevant. make sure that's a goal that aligns with your values and it's important to who you are. And T is make sure you have a specific time frame and it is reasonable for you. So for an example, my goal is that I would like to be more consistent on this YouTube channel. So a SMART goal would be that I will post at least one video every week for this month, and I will add it into my planner. So it's specific that I'm going to post at least one video every single week. It is measurable. It's easy to measure that I posted a video because I'm going to be tracking it in my planner and I can check it off if I did or I didn't. Is it achievable? I think it's very achievable. One video per week, I think it's very reasonable for myself. Is it relevant? It is very relevant because it ties back into my bigger goal, which is to increase my subscribers on this channel. And is it time-based? It is time-based because I said that I'm going to do this once per week for the rest of the month. So that would be an example of how you can set up a SMART goal. So again, you want to be specific. You want to make sure that you're able to measure. You want to make sure that it's achievable, that it's relevant, and that it's time-based. So now that you set up your SMART goals, you are ready to put it into action. But before you put it into action, I always say it's important for us to really be clear on our mindset. What are the things that are going to help us to kind of stay in momentum? So you might want to ask yourself some questions. Am I committed to taking action steps towards my goals? Why or why not? Right? So I would hope the answer would be yes. These are goals that you are, they're relevant, they are meaningful, you are willing and able to take action on them. And so you would hope to be committed. And then you would just write why or why not, right? Why are you committed? And sometimes when you're doing this process, you might start to kind of look at it and say to yourself, these are like some goals that I set for myself, but now that I look at them, I don't know if I'm ready to take the steps for this goal just yet. So maybe I'm going to put that one on hold. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to set up some goals that are unrealistic, or you don't want to set up anything that you feel like you're not ready for, because then you're going to let yourself down. So make sure that the goals that you're setting up for yourself, you are ready, willing, and committed to taking action steps towards them now. The second part is, what challenges or obstacles do I think can get in the way of working towards my goals? So you want to make sure and be very clear that you know what are some of the things that maybe have happened to you in the past and that could be probably an obstacle. Sometimes when we're working on goals, sometimes that could be something as simple as time. This goal is going to take up a lot of time. So maybe like your goal is that you want to, I don't know, go back to school, and you say to yourself, like, I really want to go back to school, but I don't know if right now I'm going to have time to dedicate to classes, study time. And so maybe I might have to just really like negotiate that goal and say, maybe I can start next semester. So it has to be something that you're willing and pretty be open about what some of those challenges are, so that you can know what to be prepared for. Like, I know for me, a big one for the goal that I set for myself is time. And one of the things that I have done is that I have kind of made it very clear and set up some systems in place so that time doesn't get in the way. And we'll talk more about that in further videos. And the third step would be, what affirmations or positive self-talk can I utilize to push through? All right, now your third step is, what positive affirmations or self-talk can I utilize to push myself through? This is another great step in kind of setting your mindset that we have to be realistic, that there's going to be things that come up, there's going to be challenges or obstacles, but what are some of the ways that you could utilize your self-talk to really help you get through this? So for me, a lot of it, sometimes it's the quality of my videos, me feeling not as comfortable in front of the camera. And so, one for me would be really using some positive affirmations that could really help me to fight against my thoughts of like, I am not good enough, or this is not good enough, or nobody cares, because that's going to stop you emotionally. So this is step one. So this is all that I have for today. And so this would be a good opportunity for you, if you're working on setting up goals, that you follow these steps and help yourself to set up some really great goals and work through some of that mindset that can really help you, so that you can be prepared for the next step, which is going to be how can I pursue my goals on a monthly and weekly basis. And so I have some steps that we could use in setting up monthly and weekly action steps. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and definitely consider subscribing so that you can be notified when I put up part 2 of this series and you can continue going along with me. And I hope to see you in my next video.